Let's meet Dr. George F. Baughman, first president of New College, described by the New York Times as one of the foremost educational administrators of our day. Dr. Baughman, chronologically speaking, New College is indeed new. The original idea came into being in April of 1959, is that right?
Correct. Even though it's been the ideas of many people for centuries in a way, how do you build a new college, the challenge with ideas in it?
This room that we're in now was originally part of the Ringling home and will become a part of New College. What will this particular building be used for?
This building was the Charles Ringling home. There were two dominant brothers in the Ringling affairs in this area, John Ringling, which is on the state property, and then Charles Ringling, the brother. And the Charles Ringling home, which we're presently in, is on the campus of New College, which we own. This is a beautiful estate made completely of marble. This lovely music room is such a great asset to us with its lovely organ and its wonderful acoustics. We will retain the lower floor of this home for the great state occasions that we will frequently have. New College is an international institution. Already we have had many distinguished guests from all parts of the world visit our campus and participate in symposiums and other programs that we've had, including musical programs as well, so that this room will serve many purposes and also for specialized student uses as the college is developed.
New College, how new will the concept be?
New College has from its very inception not only many ideas that we will want to explore as to the challenge of the future, but we feel that there's a great culture of the past that many of our schools today have passed all too lightly. Most schools are merely a filling station of pumping in the facts to these individuals, some of not being very creative and some not really letting the student feel the motivation of independent study. So New College will have many brilliant new concepts that we will want to explore educationally, but also we feel that there's a great heritage to the past, and we would like to draw heavily upon the cultures of the past, because only through the understanding of people and what has made history and what has made inventions and what has made social changes will it be possible for a youth to go forward from this institution with an understanding as to how to best meet certain of the future challenges that they'll be facing.
Dr. Baughman, how do you at New College propose to instill in the student this desire to excel, the desire for self-education?
So during the interview process, we are hopeful of determining, is this a student who is seeking to come to this institution out of desire, not of just a diploma, which is merely an admission to some personnel office, but for truly a higher education, our full purpose for the development of the individual. We would like to look back into their high school experience, not purely from a grade standpoint, but by letters from the high school counselor, from their past teachers, from past summer employers. Is this a student that has shown desire? So we would like the student, prospective student that is, to sit down with a grouping of our faculty and let the student have an opportunity of talking to the faculty. And this accomplishes two things. One, it lets the student learn a little bit more about the college, about its faculty, about what its offerings are, and to answer some of the students' questions. They may not know what a certain course really means or what their wishes might be, and they can discuss that with the faculty, because there are students that are good in some things that need help in others. And so a faculty interview could help to equate some of these things and saying, well, you know, this is a student that has depth, that has potential, that might be a late bloomer. Even in the admission, we will ask the students to write two theses. One, why do they want to come to New College? And secondly, what do they want to do with their lives? Now, we don't particularly grade them on how they answer it, but we want them to know from the very outset that they are to be for something. They're to be for New College. They're to be for a lifetime ambition and learn to express themselves.
Here your faculty will be even more important than it is at most colleges.
We're taking these bright, young, future Americans and are feeling a deep responsibility to them. Therefore, we're saying to the prospective faculty member, do you really want to teach? Do you like to teach? Do you desire to teach? If you do, are you willing to teach freshmen with enthusiasm, with determination? Do you feel the challenge that we feel about freshmen? That, after all, here is the youth, first time away from home. They don't really know what they want to do. They're not really oriented. They haven't yet found themselves. This is the age to catch them. And therefore, let's put the great instructor, the great professor before this group. We've done it in reverse. We take the great teacher and put him at the graduate level. Already the students are motivated. What's so exciting about taking the greatest physicist in the nation and giving 3 graduate students? He ought to be teaching the most brilliant of the freshmen because the graduate knows where they want to go.
Well, at this point, we have 2 parts of the equation: the cream of the students, the best of the faculty. What's the third portion?
We're hopeful in our organizational pattern of not having only the usual traditional president and the dean in charge of academic affairs, but also a third position called the chancellor. This will be a person of world renown who will come on a 1 to 3 year basis from any point in the world without administrative portfolio to bring new ideas, to bring challenge, to say why, or this is the way it's being done in other areas of the world, to constantly infiltrate with new ideas. Our students will be asked to attend 11 months out of the year and will graduate in 3 years. This is good for the whole educational concept because it keeps a continuity going at all times. It utilizes the faculty, the library, the physical plant, will keep the students, you might say, in gear. They'll still have 4 to 5 weeks off at their summer vacation, 2 weeks at Christmas, and an Easter vacation. That's more than they'll ever have again in life. So it makes a great deal of sense. We will also hope that we will have facilities whereby our students might, through the process of some modern-day inventions, be able to sit down at their study corral in their great center of communicative arts and dial, as you dial a distant city today, the Library of Congress, and then dial the Library of Congress textbook number, and a microfilm at the Library of Congress will drop into a transceiver, and the student can have it on a closed-circuit TV right before them, and they can turn it page by page. If they want a copy, they can put a 5-cent or a dime in a Xerox machine and get a picture of the page.
Now, let me interrupt just a moment. This connection, electronic connection with the Library of Congress, is this something that at this point is just an idea to be developed, or is it something that you are at this time working on? Something
we are working on it at this time.
And this would give you the effect of having, as a library here at New College, the entire Library of Congress.
It could give you that effect quite handily, plus tying in with other schools on the same basis. The student can also sit down in his or her study corral and dial the language lab if they wish. Also, if they've missed a particular classroom experience or want to take a whole series of classroom experiences on an accelerated self-study basis, or even more slowly, they can dial in and hear all of our lectures that have been taped and placed in 3 or 4 languages and have that experience on a closed-circuit TV plus the language lab experience.
I understand you will have 4 dining rooms at your college, and that in each of these dining rooms, no English will be spoken.
Well, there may not be 4 dining rooms, but within the dining rooms, the only segregation we'll have at New College is possibly in the area of languages. And that we would prefer that nothing be spoken but one of the 4 modern foreign languages, German, Spanish, Russian, or French. And that we will, throughout our whole educational program at New College, endeavor to feature foreign languages as much as possible as a real communicative art.
You have something like $8 million, but still, for what you need, that's only a small portion of it. Where's the money going to come from?
We feel it's going to take $50 million to build the total concept of New College by 1970. And our present campaign is for $15 million to provide the grand physical facilities and the initial operating facilities that will be needed for the opening of New College by the end of the year 1964. So we are well along. We're right on par of raising this $15 million. This is a private institution, and this is very exciting for us and for me personally to be a part of what we think is America, the free enterprise system, is applicable here, because here's an opportunity for the American people to build an institution of academic excellence, of academic freedom, of the search for knowledge without the limitations of the state legislature or investigating committees or other problems. We're in Florida, which has normally had a negative educational implication nationally, that we feel we're just about 20 years behind California, and when California emerged with its quality institutions such as Stanford and Caltech, that we can give this type of leadership to Florida and the South. And that in turn we can track some of the great American corporations, their research centers, the class of people, the class of students and faculty that will make, along with our great public institutions and private institutions in the area, a total cultural complex in the state of Florida that can put us actively into the space age, not in the hardware sense, but in the research category and in the category of people that will help to make it really possible for Florida to go to the moon.
You now have some $8 million, and it's taken a year and a half to raise that, and as you say, it's been a trying 18 months. As it goes along, will it get easier to find this private money?
Well, when it first started, everybody said it was absolutely impossible. Where could they, in a small town such as Sarasota and adjoining wonderful town of Bradenton, hope to find 4 to 6 million? And we have. And we're just now moving into the state and national scene. And nothing breeds success like success. No one gives just out of charity, really, in great sums. And we are confident that we are underway with something so exciting that all of America is watching. We've made most of the national news media and international news media. We have attracted even international quality people, such persons like Dr. Alberto Gonzapaz, editor of La Prensa, the great freedom paper in Buenos Aires, to our board, and other great leaders to our board. So the answer is it will never be easy, but I don't think it will be any harder either.
New College, an exciting and ambitious name for Florida's newest center of higher education. But its newness will lie not so much in teaching techniques or newness of its buildings, but rather in a newness of spirit, a return to the individual seeking after and solving of problems, a search for truth. And under the guidance of Dr. George F. Baughman, newness may become its oldest tradition. Don Harris, Channel 13.